In the tourist railroad industry, nearly every railroad has its own engine house, but very few are as well equipped as the one in Durango, Colorado. While most railroads just have a simple barn that can house their equipment and perform basic repairs, Durango's Roundhouse is capable of restoring even the most worn-out railroad equipment and making it like new once again. Built on the sites of the original Denver and Rio Grande Western car shop and its adjoining roundhouse that burned to the ground in the winter of 1989, this complex is home to some of the best equipment and dedicated employees in the industry. So let's sit back and take a quick tour of these facilities. We begin in the western bay of the roundhouse, the inspection pit, also known as track number 9, where K36 number 482 is under steam. Even after coming off a Federal Railway Administration mandated 1472-day inspection, where every part of this locomotive was stripped to a bare shell, problems can still manifest as the new parts are broken in. Such is the case today where the trailing truck, the axle underneath the firebox, has its bearing running warmer than it should be. So the 482 is moved from the inspection track onto the turntable and moved to track number 7, the jack pit, where the weight can be taken off the truck and the axle lowered to remove the components that may be the offending problem. In the machine shop, an employee is seen operating a lathe to fabricate a new piece of brass for the running gear. This piece of equipment meticulously shaves off tiny pieces of the alloy to ensure precise tolerances for smooth operation. Even the slightest deviation can lead to issues where parts fail to fit correctly. On the other side of the shop, another employee is working on one of the spring packs of a locomotive. These giant leaf springs are an integral part of the locomotive, allowing the locomotive's wheels to move independently up and down, making sure that they always make contact with the rails below, even over uneven track.
It's a fulcrum, and what it allows it to do is, as the locomotive goes down the track and it hits...
Back in the roundhouse, the shop forces are moving the 482. While under steam and able to move under her own power, it's much easier for the crew to grab this loader with a home-built adapter to grab the locomotive's knuckle and precisely place the trailing truck axle over the drop pit. Meanwhile, we step into the car shop, located across the turntable. Built in the early 1980s on the site of the old car shop that was demolished long ago, the new Durango and Silverton shop was designed to mimic the original's design. While the original facility was quite simple, the new D&S shop is a modern structure with floors, heating, and almost every accoutrement one could need to repair rolling stock, whether it's modern or from the 1870s. We see Car 213, a combine-style car built by the railroad in the 1980s to accommodate ADA passengers, with its internal lift and wide door getting a complete refresh, with the removal of siding and expansion of the door to allow for a repositioned lift. Meanwhile, in the paint booth, shop staff is sanding down San Juan Express Parlor Car, the Alamosa, in preparation for a new coat of Tuscan red paint. Just outside, this 330 series car, built by the Rio Grande at Burnham in the 1960s, is receiving its final touches. Fresh from the same booth with its glossy coat of grand gold, awaiting its turn in the Colorado sunshine. On the southwestern flank of the car shop, a brand new extension has been added to the building. This extension provides ample space for working on historic projects, such as the restoration of Lake City's Denver and Rio Grande Western Combine number 211, as well as accommodating external contract work. Notably, it also houses the railroad's fleet of historic, vintage diesels acquired from the White Pass and Yukon Railroad in 2020. By constructing this new facility, the diesel locomotives can be shut down instead of idling in the cold weather without occupying valuable space in the Roundhouse. Returning to the Roundhouse, K37 number 493 has had her tender removed, with workers actively engaged in both exterior and interior inspections as part of its Federal Railroad Administration mandated 5-year inspection. These inspections are crucial for maintaining the locomotive's proper condition and ensuring the safety of its crew and the general public. Tucked away in a quiet corner of the Roundhouse is the air brake room. Here, staff takes the vintage Westinghouse and other manufacturers' air brake valves and recondition them for use.
Wear down, which means we will give up instantly when it doesn't work.
Ring in here
Okay.
to help seal that before they could be for now. Unless someone can.
K-valve or some shit?
Yeah. Is this thing, really conduct to those stop at the Form B red board and
Back down on the shop floor, we find number 481, the final locomotive in the DNSNG's fleet to be powered by coal, torn apart for her conversion to oil. The shop has decided, while this is being performed, to replace some of the sheets inside the firebox. And so, the firebox is nearly empty inside with its inner sheets removed. One track over, 476 is being brought up to steam. It takes many hours for these beasts to be brought from the dead cold to life. 476 is being brought up to head the daily passenger train the next day, in addition to 482 pulling the winter photographer's train. We return to the 482. The shop crew ready to try out their new fixes to the trailing truck, and it's time to raise the axle into the journal box and place the journal, pads, and everything else back into place.
Those other ones are not convinced they're fast enough.
Here we go.
It doesn't have to be
Hey, that's my oil can.
Wearing in process.
wearing everything.
I'll show you wearing in.
Are you guys ready to? Oh, hold on. There's a bunch of sand on this shit now.
I've never run this before, so I don't know.
Okay. We're getting this. Keep going. Wait, hold on.
Gotta rotate.
Up. Hey, it's good. Keep going. I'm gonna have them bump it up a little more. Bump. Okay, bigger bump. Bigger on. Clear. More. Up. Coming. There.
How do you go put over on?
it's fine. I'm about to go pick up my car.
Where are the D69 keys?
I've got to be a desk.
It's too low to tell.
Yeah, I have to go iron myself.
You have it side up, right?
Outside, conductor Nick is preparing his caboose for the winter photographer's flanger the next day.
Yeah, that'll do it. Those of you wondering, this black rock is called coal. I don't know what it's for. There's that closet with like a C-hook on it. In there, go get me a trash bag. Okay. And then go get some Windex. Okay. Of course, yeah. I wasn't able to get to the R2 on the flanger because that thing is stuck closed. I could not. Viewers, as you may know, we had our last run of coal back in March of 2024. That doesn't mean we still don't keep some of the black stuff around. The 040 and all our other Caboose have a coal stove, so we've kept a little bit around to make that nice and warm. Do some cooking on it. We'll feed them dry, folks. Thank you, though.
Soon, the blue flag, a signal to all that the locomotive is being worked on by mechanical forces and cannot be moved, is to be dropped. And it's time for the 482 to steam her way back onto the turntable for a test run. Due to the congested Roundhouse, Locomotive 480 had been relocated to the ready track earlier in the day to facilitate the movement of Locomotive 482 to the drop pit. Consequently, Locomotive number 482 will exit the turntable by entering the Roundhouse once again and exiting through the rear door to access the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge railroad's main line.
Debbie.
After just a few more checks, the 482 is ready to roll and steams northward across 6th Street. I'd like to thank you for watching on this trip through the Durango and Silverton Roundhouse. Let us know what you thought of this production by leaving a comment. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.
So, sir, would you say you're in the pits?
Always. Oh. Bait. Ah! Ta-da! Yeah, that's fair. I do too, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, that got close.
You're here. It's the end of the video. You made it. And since you're here, you can watch one of these other videos. And if you haven't, make sure you click like and subscribe so you get more content like this in your feed. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm Big Deal.